Okay, so you've spoken and I listened. Here are the Viqueen top tips for EPK writing. Okay, so the first thing we need to probably ask ourselves as an artist is who we are, what's our audience, and who's our tribe. There is no point in you being an electronic artist reaching out to a hip hop magazine, for instance. I mean, we all want to be seen from loads of different angles, but the reality of it is we all have a genre or a typecast, which is unfortunate, but that's the reality of it. So who do you resonate with? Who do you want paying attention to you? Because eventually that will happen by itself. You'll be paid attention to from loads of different angles. But the starting point for everyone is, who am I? What genre am I? Who's my tribe? Find that, then find the people who cater to you. Now, this one is super important. What makes me different? What's special and unique about me? That can be really, really difficult for an artist to pin about themselves, okay? So I'd recommend asking your friends, your fans, people that love you, love your music. This is not a time to be self-deprecating. This is a time for you to actually portray yourself in the best light. So find out what makes you different, what's unique about you, focus on that. Now, my best, most important tip, I think, that I'm probably going to divulge in this EPK write-up is speak about yourself like you're speaking about someone that you admire or love. Okay, so this is your occasion to shine. Talk about yourself like you're talking about the person you most respect in the music industry, because this is how you want them to view you. And it's important for you to big yourself up here. This is your opportunity to showcase who you are and make sure that everybody vibes off who you are. It is not a time to be feeling low on yourself, or self-talk of the bad variety does not belong in an EPK. So sometimes I'd even recommend that you get a friend to write how much they admire you and use bits of that to then be able to write something corrosively sensical that allows you to shine your brightest. Now, it's going to sound like I'm telling you to do something completely different to something I just told you to do, but there's a good reason to it. You need to make yourself relatable. So, who do you sound like? Who out there might the people who are going to be reading this EPK resonate with? Who are you similar to? Do you sound like Soundgarden? Are you inspired by them? Maybe this is your time to say, okay, we are heavily inspired by, or we really admire so, and that makes you understandable, okay, relatable. That's very important, because they're going to be getting loads and loads of emails every single day, and they're going to want to know who you remind them of to make it easier. Now, this one is super important. It doesn't bother me too much, but there's a few things to really consider when you're sending emails, okay? No group emails, okay? You want your music to stand out, and you want to be feeling special. Well, a music blogger or a music journalist is the same. You need to know their name. Don't send emails going, hi guys, I got a new track. Find out the person's name. My name is Rebecca. When I get an email that says, hey guys, I'm automatically a bit back up, right? That's my own issue, working on it, but I would like to be addressed by my name. Or at least go, hey Viqueen, I'm good with that. Either of those names, they work. But when you're sending an email to someone who's working by themselves, for instance, and you say, hey guys, and you haven't had the chance to be personable with them or find out who they are, why would they want to find out who you are? And then sending group emails, what that makes us think is, well, this person wants me to concentrate on them, but they didn't even take the time to send an email individually to each blogger. Nobody wants that. It seems super unprofessional. Now, I'm hearing that from all sides of music journalists, so it's not something specific to me. It is unprofessional, and as well, it goes against the DPRD, whatever. So you cannot have like group emails. Like they don't make you come off good. Inventive sentences, colourful language, buzzwords, and beautiful vocabulary. This is your time to shine. Okay, so be creative in what you say. Be funny. Be whatever is unique about yourself, but try and stick out a bit. You can, of course, make your EPK beautiful using apps such as Canva, okay? What I would say is insert plain text as an option in the EPK. The reason behind this is a lot of music blogs do not have the time to read and retype stuff. They are mostly going to copy and paste what you sent them. So you need to make that as easy and seamless for them as possible so that they can then use your words to showcase who you are. I mean, some people get like 200 emails a day. The last thing they want to do is put in the extra work. That's just a fact. Like, I'm not down on anyone here or anything. The way I approach an EPK or a review is very holistic and different to how most people do it. But a lot of the time, all you're going to get is a copy and paste. So make their job easy. Make it seamless. Do the Canva beautiful thing so that you can appear a certain way if you want, but always, always have a text extra if needed. You need to include promo shots of great quality, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be headshots. It can be whatever you believe your music is. And as an artist, you're going to be constantly changing. So your look, your music, sound, everything is going to be changing, okay? So each time you send something, make sure you have an artistic backup for it. It can be a headshot, of course. It can be like you at the sea, whatever you feel. It can also be an artist rendition of like your album cover. Whatever it is that you are in that moment in time, include a high quality version of that, because that will really, really help people to understand you better. Who else has worked on this? Okay, now this is really interesting to me because a lot of the time people don't include their producers or the other instrumentalists on it. And unaware of this, there are certain mixers and producers whose music always resonates with me stronger. Something about the way they sparkle music. I always pay more attention to certain producers. We all have our own individualist signature, and that does happen to me. So whoever's been working on it, like, who's your tribe? Is there any other big names in there that might influence someone to write about you? Have you worked with someone else that is someone else's hero? Stuff like that does matter in an EPK. So do include as much as you possibly can about all the collaborators on your body of work. Little synopsises of their history, their past, stuff like that. Because it is important that you shine, but we all create music as a group. And the community involved is important and does help you shine. So do use those things to your advantage, but also make sure that you big yourself up the most. What inspired you? What made this track? Why is this track? A little story about that. I find that really helpful. I also adore lyric sheets, okay, because I resonate really strongly with words. Like, to me, music is poetry, and the lyrics always stand out most. So I love being able to do little cuts of the lyrics that hit me the most profoundly in that. And again, being able to copy and paste that is much better than having to listen to the song 52 times to make sure I got the lyrics right. So I would always recommend that you include a lyric sheet. Tracks with easy access, okay? You want the track to be very easy for them to find, listen to, download. All those things, because like, it's brilliant being like a music journalist, because I get so many tracks before they're released and I get to listen to them. And sometimes I'll ask your permission to send it further afield to like a local radio or a friend of mine who's a DJ. You just never know where your song might end up. So do make it very, very easy to find and access and download and use. I think if I was writing an EPK, I would also feature a little taster of what's to come next. If not possible because it's still a demo, I would recommend that you write about what your future releases are going to be, who's going to be on them, because you want the blogger or the journalist to be like, oh my God, I'm so excited for the next track, and for them to have a reason to follow your journey. So you want to give them something that makes them want to know you and follow you and continue to write about you. So like a little Easter egg or a little anecdote about what's coming next and why it's coming next. I always find the story behind a song to be really inspirational and important. So your journey and why this song resonates with you the most for this release could be a really interesting feature to add in there. But these are my EPK top tips. They are not everyone's EPK top tips, but it is how I would recommend that everyone write this. So make sure you know your audience, what makes you special. This is your occasion to shine. So upsell yourself like you are selling commission based, because you are, okay? This is your chance to be a product that is sellable. So make sure that you present yourself in the most incredible light and shine the brightest. Talk about yourself like you think you're a god, like fake it till you make it. This is so important because it is what people look for. Those are pretty much all the top tips. And do be professional. Do approach people on a personal level. Don't send group emails, like they really annoy people. Make sure that when you're messaging someone, you know who you're messaging. If you are going to a bigger magazine or blog, make sure that you check the sections and see who in that writes about your type of music, and then target them individually, as opposed to sending a blanket email that doesn't make sense. Do your research. Know who you're writing to, and understand that that is how they will respect and resonate with you. Those are my top tips. As I said, they are not everybody's top tips, but that's how I see this. And those are the pieces of advice that I would recommend people follow. So by all means, make it beautiful. Use Canva, but also have a text document in there that allows for an easy copy and paste job if that makes someone's day easier. Viqueen top tips on EPKs. There are also a lot of incredible people out there who do this for a living. So if you do not feel that you want to write the EPKs yourself, do reach out and get help with that. There is nothing wrong with that. It is an extra expense, but a lot of the time, if it's something you feel that you cannot do yourself, that expense pays for itself. Have a beautiful day.